All right, everybody, every single Wednesday, I bring you somebody from around the blockchain, someone that's into cryptocurrency, that's dedicated their life to crypto. I'm a crypto lifer. I like to share the screen with people that go all in. All right. I'm just, that's how I am. And ever since I found Miss Teen Crypto, I've been so excited that she's on the same journey as I am. I've never seen someone so dedicated. Like the other day, she said, you can go to college, but I'm going to go to crypto. You know what I mean? She said it straight up. So, I mean, and she wasn't hating. She may get a degree in another time. She may even start her own college one day. I probably will. You never know. Welcome, Randy, Miss Teen Crypto, to the live stream. Thank you so much for coming on in. And we're going to discuss some awesome topics today. But right off the bat, how do you feel? How are you doing? And how's your day going today?
Sam, I'm doing amazing. I'm so happy to be here. I'm ready to talk about Bitcoin, crypto, the fundamentals of this space and adoption. It's just really exciting. So thanks again for having me. And I can't wait to have you on my show. It's going to be so fun.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's always been a good time. Your community is awesome, full of light, love, happiness, but they want to make money. They want to be educated. They want to know what's happening in the space. Not just money. They really want to change the world. When I watch your channel, when I see what you're doing, I see a light, a bright, like even the way you talk about government regulations, you're always just like, they're trying to end the party. Like they're just trying to get in the way, like, because they don't want a peace. They want a peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So speaking of wanting a peace, I've been using PayPal, I think 10, 15 years. I can't remember when it first ever came out, honestly. It's been a part of my life for so long. You being a little younger than me, maybe you've been using PayPal since you were 8 or 9 years old. You know what I mean? It might have been a daily staple. For me, PayPal was not around when I was 8 years old. We'll make that really clear, all right? There was the internet was just coming out. 1999, 1991, But so explain that. How long have you been using PayPal? Has it been a staple of your life? Like, do you ever know a time when you didn't use PayPal? Or maybe you don't use PayPal. Some people are anti-PayPal. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as a content creator, I've been using it a lot more just because of like the bots I use for my streams and things like that. So, there's different ways for people to help like support streamers. So PayPal is like a way that people are able to support me through my streams. So I do use it just for the sake of that. However, I don't like their misinformation policy that basically is so open and broad that if they just don't like what you say or they don't like you as a person, they have every inch to just shut off your account, which I think is worrisome. But I've been using digital payments probably for as long as I can remember through like as simple things like iTunes gift cards, where I would just ask my family members for Christmas, please give me an iTunes gift card. And I would just go on the App Store and buy virtual assets, virtual games and things like that. So what I probably got into the PayPal end of things in the last 3-4 years, probably 17, 18 years old, because all you needed was a debit card to open the account. You didn't necessarily need to be 18 to have a PayPal. So that's probably when I got in there, when I started like transacting with my friends and things like that. I was signing up for PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, had all of it.
Now, what age were you when you got your first digital asset? Like, whatever it was, like, you said video games, stuff like that. Cause that was all new to me. Like I couldn't have, that wasn't something I could have engaged in. Like, can you remember the first thing that you touched in that type of, like that was in that type of environment, like a, toy digital? I don't know because I didn't do it.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't even know if I remember because I know for sure I was in 5th grade. So 5th grade, you're around, I want to, like 10 years old?
You're 10 or 11. Yeah, you're 12 and
or something like
yeah.
10 or 11 years old in 5th grade. So definitely I remember being in after school. I went to an after school program and I was talking with one of my counselors and we were just like on the same game. Like me and my like 20-year-old counselor were on the same game and we're buying the same assets. So probably around 10 years old. So like a really long time, maybe even earlier than that, which is absolutely wild. Probably whenever I got an iPad.
Well,
which is even earlier.
That excites me as a speculative finance guy, right? Because I look at the movement in generations. I look at where people are going, and I try to put my money in that area before they get there and try to cash out when it gets the hype, right? So the fact that you've been that acclimated to this type of, digital asset life means it's
forever.
The kids coming up now, like the 10-year-old kids now, I mean, they're like they're even further ahead, right? I had
Forget
a pog.
about
Do you
it.
know what a pog is? Do you know what a pog is?
No, what's a pog?
So roll that beautiful bean footage. So pog, when I was like 5th grade. So the first thing I kind of collected as a kid were these little thin pieces of cardboard, okay? And they were like chips, all right? They were circular little chips. and they had different colors and shapes on them. And they, you know, some of the logos of a sports team, some of them maybe in a cartoon character, right? You can get packages of different ones. And then you would get a slammer, a really hard one that was thick. And slammers they could be metal. Some were really big. I had like a hologram NHL one that I still remember. Like, it was so cool. And you would put your pile of pogs up on someone else's, and then you would slam your slammer. And like, if you could flip all their pogs upside down, like you would take their pogs, you know. And so you would slam each other's pogs and you would win other people's pogs. And like, you would try to amass the most amount of pogs. And that's what we did. It's so corny. It sounds ridiculous.
It's so cute though. I love it. Like, we had our little trends when we were younger too, besides gaming, which was such a big part of it. Like, you know, the digital age playing into it. But we had like silly bands. We had like the animal bands, which maybe your kids probably like still. I think those are still relatively popular for the young ones. And
you know,
the slap bracelets were a really big thing when I was younger too. And there were like these things called congies. And I don't know if that was just like a Brooklyn thing, but these were like these. If you look up what congy is, it's like this little thing. It's like this big, and it's just full of like little beads, and you just like roll them. It's like a game, and you grab the. I don't even remember what it was, but it was just the weirdest things that we just loved and like we're so attracted to when we were younger. Even like, I don't know if your kids do rainbow loom, where they're just making those like rubber band bracelets. That was another crazy thing, trading them with one another. And it teaches you about economics in a way. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards. We see how that people like a few years ago were like, oh, those are just for kids. And now they're worth gosh knows how much. So any economy could take off.
I had one kind of like, for a boy, I guess I was into Beanie Babies. I don't know why, but I was into collecting. So like, I would get as many as I could. Recently, I moved back to my old house, went into the attic, 60 Beanie Babies that I had. I looked them up. So they were still worth $7-8 a piece. My daughter ripped. They had the tags on too. My daughter ripped all the tags off. She was like 5. She didn't know. Like,
oh no, that's so cute though.
But
they'll still be worth something.
That's why NFTs. You know, the other day I was in a Spaces and someone was like, "I don't see why NFTs. I think they're just gonna come and go." And I was like, dude, I had to really kind of be a devil's advocate to that. I said, people have been collecting for thousands of years. Like, you put us in the woods, we're gonna collect little stones. Like, you put it, you know, we're gonna amass a little collection of things we like. You know, we're gonna make models of stuff that is innately in us. And I think we're going to do the same thing with NFTs and digital collections. It's just not going to change. You know what I mean? So I see that as something that will never leave the human race. It's just going to evolve into a more digital form. But PayPal, I think this is interesting because, you know, I take payment in PayPal. My mind starts wondering, so can I take PayPal and the USD, the PayPal USD coin, right? But can I also can I send it to Binance? Can I send it to KuCoin? Can I send it to Coinbase? Is it going to have an address? I mean, it looks like it will. So this will be interesting to me to be able to, because right now when I do payments, I can't wait for it to be all together. Like, I do my business, I take in payments, right? Then I transfer the PayPal to the bank account, right? But then some people may pay you in Tether, and then you're sending the Tether, and then you're selling Tether off in Coinbase to USD, then sending the USD back to and it's just like, when can we get the loop completely clean where it's just like all digital currency and it's wallets? You know what I mean? And I don't have to keep this round trip. So this gets me excited as like a digital, I'm a crypto business, and I like to see that this is becoming more, more ubiquitous, I guess, or we're seeing this more prevalently. The PayPal unveils. I'm excited for this. You know?
Yeah, I mean, if you want the everything app, you should just call Elon, like the all-in-one shop, because he said that that X could become half of the global financial system, that your all everyday financial needs are going to be through X, and I do think that right now we're working on getting there, but the PayPal thing, you know, it gets tricky, because you don't want to rely on one source for your finances and things like that, which is why we love Bitcoin and crypto. We have multiple wallets and have don't put all your eggs in one basket type of thing. Yep. So, you know, it also scares me, because the same thing I was talking about before. So the misinformation policy, going back to that a little bit, they don't like what you're saying. They don't like you. They shut down your whole account. Now, what I've seen in the past 24 hours are revelation on Crypto X, where people are saying that there are literal ways for them to halt your account with PayPal USD. So this new stablecoin on Ethereum, cut it, wipe your balance completely. And someone even said that you could reverse transactions. That one I'm not 100% on, but the definite account freeze and wiping your balance is definitely something that's happening, which even brings you to the CBDC end of things, because it basically acts as a central bank digital currency where they issue you a central bank digital currency and they could make it expire, they could take it away, halt your transactions, whatever they want to do. So this is like a CBDC light, except that this is the first financial giant like PayPal that has a regulated stablecoin, which then also poses the question, why PayPal when Paxos is issuing this? And Paxos had to stop minting BUSD because it was a security. So which one is it? Are stablecoins allowed? Are they not? And why PayPal over Binance when they were the top 3 stablecoin?
Now you just open up the rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I have to add to this, right? So I go on ATB. I look over the questions. I never know what I'm going to say exactly, right? Like, you know, ATB, right? You don't know. You get like I sometimes used to write down on like a you know, a whiteboard in front of me. I had this like mini, just like the general. You know, sometimes I come up with a cool metaphor that I knew I wanted to say. I think, you know, this to that or something. But a lot of times I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. And we had this show, I believe, yesterday, and I'm talking, and I said, you know, it looked like they were backed by T-bills. All right. So treasury yield bills. So basically a lot, it said like 40, 50% or something. It seemed like a large portion of the stable coin. So it made me think, hey, I'll buy your debt and you let me. So we won't let BUSD, but we'll let you do it because you're buying our debt to back the coin. You know, I'm just, again, it could be, you know, but I'm just, you know, because I'm just going with what you're saying. Like, why did they?
Yeah,
100%. Like, it looks really weird.
Double standard. TradFi versus DeFi. And they, you know, it's been a constant attack against CZ. It's like whatever they throw at this man, it's always a 4 on X. Like, you know, it's complete FUD. So you know, it just shows like the double standard between TradFi and DeFi. And it then brings in like the deeper rabbit hole of why are stable coins getting more regulatory clarity than Bitcoin and all of these digital assets like Ethereum and Litecoin that have been here since pretty much the beginning of blockchain. So it just like, again, this whole rabbit hole, like what is actually happening here? And the stable coin is on Ethereum, which Gary Gensler has not yet said if this is a commodity or a security. So
accepting class when he was teaching.
Accepting class in 2018. It just doesn't make sense. Like, for like, if ETH is a security, then why does PayPal get to build on top of a security? Maybe ETH is not a security, as we know. But it's just like, where's the clarity? Like, where's the clarity? You say ETH is not a security, it's a commodity, and you could build on top of this technology to build things like PayPal USD. But, you know, it's just, I don't know, crazy rabbit hole. 100%. I ranted. I'm sorry.
No. This is what we need. I like that you brought up CZ because he's our next topic. Because no matter what they throw at this guy, no matter what happens, he is like that little bouncy ball you got as a kid that just keeps coming back. You know what I mean? You can throw it as far as you want. Somehow it comes back. You know, but and also I feel like I'm a good judge of character. You know what I mean? I haven't always been perfect. Some people have duped me. All right. You know, I thought they were great and then I had to learn the hard way. But as I get older, I'm all about frequency. I feel the vibes and I feel great vibes from this man. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to meet him and give him a big hug. Like, and he's gone through so much crap. And I don't like, they just throw so much dirt at him while he tries to run $1 billion, the biggest crypto exchange in the world. The fastest growing technology in the world, he's harnessing for the human race, and they hate him for it. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. You know, so he just started going to El Salvador, and now he gets the green light to be the first fully licensed crypto exchange in El Salvador. I mean, they're kind of becoming the guiding light. Are you moving there? Like, what's happening? We might have to start taking trips there, you know?
Yeah, I definitely want to go to Bitcoin Beach. That's on my bucket list for sure.
Explain Bitcoin Beach. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah. So Bitcoin Beach, if you guys Google that, it's just a spot in El Salvador where businesses are accepting Bitcoin. And there's like a lot of people that work over there, and it kind of ties into like their Bitcoin education system. So I know they've done meetups there and everything like that. So I think it's really awesome. I definitely want to go. I know there's like schools that teach about Bitcoin there. So it's just like one big Bitcoin community, country where you really feel the love. So I think El Salvador is pretty cool. I think what they're doing with taxes, I know they came out with something where people could just go freely innovate there. And if they're working on tech and things like blockchain, you also have Strike, I think, has an office there. You have a ton of people that are running to El Salvador because they're inclusive. And that's the thing that we're missing in the United States is like they're pushing out people like CZ when other countries are going to kind of take advantage of our weakness and say, you guys aren't taking in the money. You guys aren't taking in the power that blockchain and crypto brings, especially the economic growth. If you look at El Salvador, it went from like one of the most dangerous places to go to one of the safest places to go. And their tourism is up over 90% because of Bitcoin's integration in the country. So you see what difference Bitcoin makes. It's just a matter of who's going to take advantage of it. And El Salvador might be this tiny underdog country that becomes one of the most powerful just because of their innovative mindset.
Yeah, when it's kind of like it reminds me of the tortoise and the hare a little bit, right? Like the mighty United States thinks they got all so covered that
the ego.
They don't have to go after emerging technologies. They'll just crush them at the right time and then put their thing in place when they get big enough. Like, oh, we don't need to deal with that enough. It's not threatening us yet. When it threatens us, then we'll just crush it and then we'll take care of it. But it's like Bitcoin was different. I think the Bitcoin had a trick up its sleeve that they never thought possible. I think whoever wrote this code was able to see into the future far further than all of us. Like he played the game of mental chess to like move 1,000 billion. And he's already like, he sees things so much further than we could even imagine. And so if you haven't done the mental math that he's done, which I don't know who has really, like, you can't beat him. So I think he really looked at the financial system. He looked at the code, the hash rate, the difficulty, and he was just like, nope. And once I get an edge on you, it's a wrap, right? And now you don't even know who it is, Exactly. I love the anonymity behind Bitcoin. The other day I was writing on Twitter, it's like he did the most amazing thing for the human race and took no credit for it. Like that's true. That's true. That's the essence of being beautifully human, right? Like
absolutely
to give to us all and not even have to be known that you were the one that did it. Like, man. So yeah,
inspiring.
Bitcoin Beach. Got to go there for sure. I'm still a little nervous of going to El Salvador. I'm sorry. I had to admit this. I didn't want to say it out loud, but like I was going to say it on the show. I just worry, I get kidnapped. Is it safe? Like, I still get that feeling. Cause years ago, it was pretty, like everyone always said, like I'd go to Costa Rica and other
there are people that live there on Twitter. Like I know, like, Max and Stacy Kaiser, they live there. There's a bunch of people that live there, have property there.
Max
I think that,
okay. Yeah.
I think he lives there. I mean, you could obviously fact check me, but I feel like he's always there. And there's like a lot of people that are investing in real estate. So people are really going off there. I think I saw something online. I think you should Google it after the show, where you could buy property in Bitcoin in El Salvador. Like they want to accept, like obviously it's legal tender, but there's like a whole thing where they price it in Bitcoin. I remember someone showed me this website that was pretty insane, but it's getting better. And I think like all places, like they need time to turn it around. I mean, if you look at what it was compared to what it is now, like you got to give Bukele his flowers. Like that guy is ballsy.
I obviously shouldn't have mentioned, I didn't want to be pejorative. I just wanted to be like, I'd love to go there. I want to start spending more time there. You know what I mean? So
yeah. I mean, your opinion's your opinion, man. And we honestly don't know because we're not actually there.
I don't
know.
So
we like, it's like until you show up, you don't know what people are saying, if it's true. That goes for absolutely everything. It's like, you can't believe anything you hear. So it's like, you actually got to be there to know.
Amen.
It's sad, but it's the way it is.
Now,
you can always have hope.
The market's heating up, of course, right? You can feel it, right? There seems to be more of a bullish feel. I mean, the halving's coming up in less than 8 months. That's insane. I keep telling everyone, if you're in crypto right now, you're like at that ride that's like tick, 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 you're on the roller coaster. And it's like, you're at the most anticipated, like highly energetic, like the precipice, like things are about to occur. Like, and 2 or 3 months from now will go by so fast, right? So, but the SEC keeps kind of slowing us down on these ETFs, what's your take on Gary Gensler? What's your take on, are there any people, any bills you've been seeing come out that you like lately? Have you been looking into that? I've been looking at, just Tom Emmer, McHenry. There's been way more talk about stablecoin regulation. Why can't we seem to get Congress to make Gary do the right thing? Like, when are the people going to have their voice? When are these ETFs going to come out? What's your take on this idea?
ETFs, I don't know when it's going to come out. It's just when they say, here you go. Like someone passes down the green light to Gary and all these other people where they say, okay, now you can let it fly. We're already seeing them saying, okay, PayPal USD is a regulated stable coin. That's a huge thing. So they have to let Bitcoin ETFs go at some point so the investing public could say like they want to take part in this industry, which so many of them do. If you look at hedge funds, they actually have rules according to like what type of hedge fund, the size, obviously there's specifications there. However, there are rules and guidelines around how much Bitcoin, actual Bitcoin, you can invest in. So if you hit your limit there, then you obviously have to go into ETFs and things like that to get more exposure, or things like Coinbase or Bitcoin mining stocks, et cetera, et cetera. So I do think that ETFs are going to fly. You have people like BlackRock coming in as well, saying that this is an international asset. There's ETFs all around the world. There's other dividends or trusts all around the world that are being created. So again, it's other people that are harnessing America's weakness for their gain and saying to investors and people that actually want to innovate and make money that this country isn't going to support you, but we will. Again, it all comes down to the theater. It all comes down to waiting until the last second. If you look at America in general over the last 20, 30 years, we used to be like that country where everyone wanted to go to. And granted, it still is in a lot of respects, but it was very innovative where people said, I'm going to America because that way I can have the American dream and innovate and do what I need to do in order to be successful and eventually help the world. That was America, life, liberty, property. But now we're seeing an oversight where they are holding us back. And you look at things like the internet and the same people that are on TV now telling you that Bitcoin is horrible. You could look back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and look at what they were saying about the internet. Why would you use the internet? You would never go on a computer. It's never going to work. There's these two influencers named Smosh. They made a comeback recently, but when they started like over 10 years ago, people were on dial-up internet and people told them that they shouldn't post videos on the internet because it's never going to be easy. It's never going to be convenient. Well, now when they're the most popular YouTubers probably in the world because they kept going with it and they saw the future. So, and they didn't listen to the mainstream narrative, which we have to stop listening to the mainstream narrative, do our own research and stick in your convictions. That's what this has taught you. And instead of being innovative and saying, okay, let's enhance our individualism and enhance the idea of life, liberty, property, and prosperity and happiness and the pursuit of happiness for our individuals and the citizens in this country, let's just tell them no until it actually flies. They couldn't stop the internet. They couldn't stop the speed, the flow of information. What makes you think they're going to stop Bitcoin, something that is so decentralized, run by people all over the world? It's just not going to happen. And it's going to keep getting bigger. The pressure is going to keep going on, just like the Keep Your Coins Act. I know this is a little bit of a different direction, but the pressure is kind of the same because where you have other states that were rooting for a version of a Keep Your Coins Act where they protect you legally for someone trying to take your private keys, saying that you have the right to own Bitcoin and transact whenever you want, wherever you want with a self-hosted wallet. There were states that were pushing that were passing those bills. Eventually it had to go to the federal level where they said, we can't stop it. So we're just going to acknowledge it and pass it. So that's what's happening with the Keep Your Coins Act. It's going to happen with the SEC Stabilization Act, hopefully. And it's going to probably work out with the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act that prevents the issuance of a CBDC directly from a central bank or Federal Reserve. So it's just when the pressure goes on, when they can't take it anymore, and they just have to eventually give in. Theater.
Did you that was like a soliloquy? That was unbelievable.
Thank you. I'm just so deep in this. It's like I rant about this every day, and it's just like
no, but I've heard you say so many things, but I think I just got the best one. Like I've watched you on many different channels, so I was like, but I just got the gem of gems. Like that was,
thank you.
Was absolutely amazing.
No, you're just letting me ramble.
Well, I mean, you're speaking from the heart and you're speaking truth, and you're true American too. In the American sense, why did people come to America in the first place? Couldn't practice their own religion, right? We're getting told what to do, wanted to come here for freedom, right?
Oppression.
Now we're here and we want our own form of money. We want our own form of decentralization, and they don't want to give it to us. And it's like, but that's not how that's not the deal. Like that's not how America works. Like America was founded this way. We're going to keep going in the frequency in which it was founded. Give us our money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I learned so much from you today. And what I learned the most is how passionate you are about cryptocurrency and how well-spoken you are. I really appreciate you having you on the channel every single time. It's been amazing. I come up with good ideas. You come up with good ideas. I have a good conversation with a good friend. I don't know how many times we've done some type of media together now. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
Miss Teen Crypto, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on and spending your busy day with me. I know you're running around. You have so many things to do. So thank you so much. And just tell people where to find you. Most of them know, but there's someone new on the channel every day. Just tell them where to find you one last time. And yeah.
Thank you so much for having me, Sam. I absolutely love you. I absolutely love the Lifer fam, 333 for life. I text you 333 all the time because I always see it on the clock and I'm just like, Lifer. I just want to throw that in there. Other than that, I appreciate all the good vibes. If you guys want to keep up with me, I go live 9:30, 9:45 every morning talking about Bitcoin crypto news, youtube.com/MissTeenCrypto. I'm at Miss Teen Crypto on every platform you can imagine. X, Instagram, TikTok, at Telegram, anywhere that you are, I am as well. So make sure to check out missteencrypto.com as well. You'll find all my social media there.
For yet already. She's already.
Yeah, I'm on threads at Miss Teen Crypto. Every single thing you can imagine, Rumble, Kick, everywhere you can imagine, streaming, posting, everything at Miss Teen Crypto. Make sure to check my website, missteencrypto.com, to verify. I have the blue check on a lot of platforms as well, if that helps.
Yeah. God bless you. Thank you so much. See y'all on next week's price report. And we'll break it down again for the topics that you want to know about and the people that bring them to you. God bless. Have a good night.